Trainspotters. This week we are in the city that likes to bill itself as the capital of Europe. That's right, we are in Brussels.
Yes, we certainly are. The city often gets a bad press back in the UK for being a little bit boring and full of bureaucrats who are too busy trying to ban good old British bangers and mushy peas to have a good time. Isn't that right?
That's right. But Colin and I are here to show you the brighter side of Brussels. And we're starting right here in the Grand Place, which is actually one of the most beautiful squares in the world and still holds an ambience of the Middle Ages.
Well, you know, you're right, actually. There's been a flower market here for over 600 years, but if you look behind us, it's actually not here today. But I'll tell you what is here. Beer!
Well, here we are in one of the oldest breweries in Brussels, which was actually bombed to pieces in 1695. So, in all good spirit, the local brewers got together to build another one in the name of beer.
Well, we're now down in the deepest, darkest depths of the brewery museum, and you know, it's absolutely fantastic in here. And the chances are that if you get a pint poured for you tonight, that it was made here in Belgium, because the whole country is just riddled with monasteries that all produce beer. Did you know that, Nadia?
No, I
Excuse me.
Well, did you know, Colin, that in actual fact, the beer that's made is made by boiling the lining of a North Sea fish called the sturgeon, which they use to filter through the beer to get rid of its impurities. Did you know? Did you?
All I know is that it's got good head.
Well, we may all be a lot more knowledgeable about how beer is made, but the proof of the brewing lies in the drinking.
Everyone here is really serious, but in fact it's because they're completely bladdered.
Well, here we are in the Halloween restaurant, and we're actually sitting at Dr. Mabusa's table, aren't we?
Well, we're making a little bit of a mess of it as well. Did you know that Brussels is the capital of Europe, and so it's the meeting point of many cultures? And we hope that the city's melting pot will soon be reflected by the food in our mouths. We do. Very nod.
Yes, Colin. But because Brussels is confined to quite a small central area, you'll find it's actually a treasure of gastronomical jewels.
Well, it certainly is. It really is, actually. And in fact, the city has more Michelin-starred restaurants per square kilometre than Paris. Would you believe it?
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, but unlike Paris, you can leave your car at home here. It's a much better option to stroll along a labyrinth of beautiful medieval alleyways until you
get
find...
completely sloshed on the beautiful wine, and I have to say it is beautiful, and then stumble home through the city's narrow highways and byways.
Cheers.
Santé. Well, we're now in the Fuse, Belgium's and one of Europe's leading techno clubs, and if we look behind us at the Wall of Fame, you can see that almost everyone who's anyone has played here. Give us some of the names, Nadia.
Well, they've had the Space DJs,
They have.
they've had Dave Clark, they've had Fabio and Groover, to name but a few, and I'm sure they've got a lot more on their list this year.
Well, they have, and I think, Nadia, we should go inside and see if everyone can pump up the jam, just like their natives. Well, we're here now with Benjamin, who's one of the men behind Fuse, one of Europe's leading techno clubs. So tell me a little bit about the club then. It's got a great history, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. It was one of the first in Belgium. We started in 1994. And for us, it was very difficult to put the techno like a mainstream thing, because In Belgium, we were used to trance, and we were not used to book some foreign DJ every week. So the first year was very difficult, but with guys like Laurent Garnier, Dave Clark, and guys like them,
That's right. I mean, you've managed to attract some pretty big name DJs, haven't you?
But at this time, 1994, it was for us not big name, but we tried to put the finger on them.
What's that all about?
That's my girlfriend's name. It's a V, and her name is Vanessa.
I think you're a bit young, really, to be having your girlfriend's initials at 23.
No. She's my girlfriend. She's the one.
Is she? Are you going to get married?
Yeah.
Well, you might as well. There's nothing else to do here, really, is there?
Well, we are here now with the lovely Sissy. Hello, Sissy.
I'm fine, thank you.
You know, if you had a name like that in England, you'd be teased forever at school. You really would. And luckily, you didn't understand a word that I said.
I am.
A little mad?
What do you think of my see-through top?
Great.
Is it flattering?
Huh?
Is it flattering?
Yeah.
Would you ever wear a see-through top? Never? Why not? Have you got something to hide? How would you compare the British club scene with the Belgian club scene?
Well, I've been here for just 2 days. It's the second day that I've been here, but it's really nice. But, I mean, in England you have more fun.
This thing is crazy.
Well, here we are now actually standing in the, come on Colin, in the top of the atomium structure, which is 300 foot high. And I was never any good at physics at school, but I think maybe if I'd have studied this, things might have seemed a little clearer.
Because this is not just a pretty structure and the symbol of Brussels, but it's actually the makeup of an atom magnified over 165 billion times. I'm talking of makeup, Nadia. I'm sporting a little bit myself today. Can you see?
Yes, I can actually.
Lovely.
Well, this was actually built in 1958 for the European Expo, and I tell you what, it's well worth the 300-foot climb to the top because the panoramic city views are absolutely stunning.
Construction. Exit. Area. All. Must.
But I'm a bit of a lazy old beaver, and I really didn't enjoy stomaching all those stairs. So instead, I've opted to see the world from God's viewpoint in this charming, yet amazingly accurate global village. With headlines back home screaming up yours, the laws and other vile things, it can't have escaped your attention that Brussels is also the headquarters of the EC. If only it was always this small and ineffectual, eh, Nadia?
Yeah.
We almost kissed.
Well, everything from deciding the future of the euro to standardising the size of panty girdles is decided right in here. And if you look closely enough, you may even see the lovely Neil Kinnock. Remember him?
Oh, I certainly do, actually. Oh, I'll put that back, thank you very much. Absolutely every single member of the EC has a representative inside, but I'm going to resist the urge to pop in because I'll only get into a fight. Any city whose main tourist attraction is someone taking a leak is fine by me, but I'll tell you, you would not catch me putting down my trousers in public. We don't want the locals to get jealous now, do we, Nadia?
Hardly, Colin. Well, this little chair was actually only built 400 years ago, so we can forgive the little blighter for looking a tad shriveled up, can't we?
Well, we can. And in fact, the mannequin piece, as the statue is otherwise called, symbolises the city's saucy culture. I've got a big bulge in my pocket and I have some jam with me. Do you remember a few years ago that someone sang a song called Pump Up the Jam? That was Philly from Technotronic.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, of course.
Pump up the jam. Can you pump up this jam now? Have a go with me. Hold the jam. Let's pump it. Well, there we go.
I can pump it up.
Yeah.
Things we're in Brussels. Come on, Vanessa.